What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video I'd like to talk about you, the savvy crypto investor, and all the proper things you're going to do over the coming months for this coming bull run, okay? Take it from me. This is my third bull market. I've been in crypto now since 2015. I bought my first Bitcoins when they were worth $250. I did not hold them. I did sell them for you know what, it's private. Don't ask. But I did sell them. I didn't hold them. I made the same mistake that I think a lot of people made back in those days. But I've learned a lot in that time. And I like to share with you some of the mistakes I've made and some of the things that I've done right so that hopefully in these crucial months ahead, you can do the same. And I do not exaggerate. I emphasize for a reason the word crucial because this is a very crucial time. Everything we've done up until this point will matter for nothing, for double nothing. It's going to matter for nothing at all. Oh, that looked right. It's going to not matter at all if you mess up these coming months, okay? And we'll explain how. So, Bitcoin's moving up. The whole damn market's moving up. Token 2049 is going on in Hong Kong, and the United States Senate is meeting to talk about taxation of crypto, and they're seeming friendly on it, at least for the most part. Things are looking good in the crypto world. Bitcoin's moving up. Everything's moving up right now. The lows are in. People keep shorting as we're moving higher. We've been in a phase throughout this whole market that's really tested our patience. And I want to take that a step further, right? We think, and I think everybody out there right now listening to this video, you feel that, right? You've had your patience tested in this market. Undoubtedly we have. But take it a step further. What else has happened? It's not just that you've had your patience tested, you've had it tempered. You've been primed for patience, or primed in another sense to expect that these little moves, these moves up will be little, will be short-lived, runs, and then we go on multi-month consolidation phases. What I'm getting at here, I'm beating around the bush, is that the next phase that's about to happen for the crypto market is not going to be like anything else you've been primed for. I'm glad your patience has been instilled and tested. Maybe you failed, but maybe you're still here with some cash to invest and you're willing to try again. Understand that the coming months, the coming 6 months probably or more, they're not going to be anything like the last 3 years where we have momentary runs and then altcoins don't run with Bitcoin and then Bitcoin consolidates for a while and then Bitcoin runs up and altcoins run up a little bit too. And there's this euphoria for like a month or for like 2 weeks in the whole space, and then it's gone, and then our patience is tested again for 3 to 5 months. No, those moves are done. We're not going to see them anymore. We're entering the finale phase of the bull market where things really just don't stop moving up. And with that comes a lot of volatility. There will be volatility. Various coins, and there's a whole purpose. I'm spinning a yarn here because there's a purpose. We have to lay out the framework, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty, okay? We're going to be moving up at unprecedented rates. And as I said, you've been primed for these short burst moves, for these moments where how many times throughout this cycle, if you just sold that last high, that moment where everybody was euphoric, if you just sold there, you could have bought back at a lower price and you could have been so much more wealthy. You could have done that like 4 or 5 times throughout the last couple of years at very key points and you would have killed it. Would have, could have, should have. Doesn't mean that you should keep doing it, right? The end of the cycle, we look at this here. Let's actually look at this chart real quick on Bitcoin. The end of the cycle, you guys. Every single freaking run. Let's actually look at it on a weekly time frame, monthly time frame. It just looks like you're moving straight up. It's nonstop bullish behavior. What happened? I'm not charging? I thought I was charging. Hold on, y'all. Nonstop bullish behavior. Whenever we started moving up, when we really started getting going here, we moved up for 19 weeks, about 20 weeks nonstop, yeah? Little volatility here and there. When we really picked up the pace here, we were moving nonstop for 37 weeks. Whenever we picked up the pace back here, from a low to a high, 8 weeks of glory. Really though, I mean over here, it was like 14 weeks nonstop moving up. Crazy, crazy growth. Back here, same thing, unprecedented growth for a very long amount of time. The growth that we've had this cycle, 6 weeks, and then you get a spill. Here, 5 weeks, then you get a spill. The pace picks up. And what? You got 8 weeks. the pace picks up, and what'd you get here? You had 7 weeks. Nothing of this magnitude that we've seen in the past. Okay. What I'm trying to say again, it's a whole spiel, and you have to understand the basis of what I'm saying to get to the main points. Okay. What we've experienced over the past 3 years now, almost 3 years, is nothing compared to what we are about to experience. The next part of the cycle is going to be like this. It's going to be like this. It's probably going to be a cross between these two. It won't be 19 weeks. It won't be 37 weeks. It'll be somewhere in between. And by the way, I think that this week right here, this is the week that begins it all. Okay, this week right here, I think it really is. This is the week that we will begin looking at it as if we're picking up the pace. We'll look back at it. 19 weeks puts us in 2026. Puts us in February. You guys, we're probably going to go into March, April, or May by the end of this bull cycle. Okay, we've got a lot of growth to go, and that's just Bitcoin. Altcoins themselves typically top off after Bitcoin. They top off a month after Bitcoin, and the reason why we're going over the framework of these ideas and the timing specifically on the charts is because a lot of you might make the mistake of selling early. Let's get to the main point here. You might sell early, and that is the wrong mentality to have. Throughout this cycle, it's been somewhat of a right mentality to try and time these swings. If you've done it, you've done probably pretty good for yourself. If you sold at these little moments of euphoria, little moments of greed, that's fine. But understand, we're going to have continued greed, continued euphoria that stacks on itself week after week, month after month. Things are going to get erratic, more erratic than you could even believe is possible, because what we've been accustomed to over the past near 3 years now is so tame that it doesn't resemble anything of what we're about to see. Do you understand what I'm saying? And again, this isn't just coming out of nowhere. This isn't just bullish false hopium that I'm pumping through your lungs. You take a hit if you want, though. This is based in my experience. And in my experience, being that this is my third cycle, I have done this myself, and I've seen this happen to people that I care about. I don't want it to happen to you guys. Where you sell out early. You think you're timing the market right. You think you're playing the game. Or you even think, who cares? You know, I do believe that there's a month or two left in the bull market, but I'm going to sell here because this is enough money for me. If that's true, great. Take your money. Take your money and run. Go for it. But you better freaking run. If you sell out of the bull market, you better not FOMO back in, because that's what anybody who sells early does. They sell too early and they FOMO back in at the top, and then they're screwed. There's two sides of this, right? There's a side where you have to hold on just long enough to get the main squeeze of that lemon. And you also have to not hold on so long that you're left with sore hands. I don't know how to complete that analogy. From squeezing a lemon that's already bled, okay? You don't want to be a bag holder going into the bear market, but you don't want to be somebody who sells too early and leaves themselves in an emotional position to FOMO back in. With this, you need to have conviction in when you sell, okay? Every purchase we've made this cycle, for the most part, has been long-term, not designated to sell until the end of the market. We're still in that phase where every buy is a buy until the end, probably until 2026. Anything I buy right now, I'm not selling until 2026, genuinely. Not saying that that's what you should do, but that's what I'm doing. When it comes to selling, it's the same thought. I'm going to sell some here. I'm going to DCA out, sell some here. I'm going to sell a big bunch here, whatever. I'm selling all of it right here. Whenever you sell, wherever it is, whatever time, whatever price, you tell yourself, I'm selling and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the next bear market. I'm waiting 6 months to a year. I'm waiting. And then I'll buy back in. And probably it'll be closer to 6 months. Not 6 months from here, but you should probably wait like 6 months after you sell. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't think it'll be a year-long bear market. I think it'll be shorter. I don't want to see people make the mistake that I made in my first cycle, which is buy early, play around, think that you know what you're doing, sell at a profit, and then the price goes higher. And then you FOMO in at the top, and then the price dumps on you, and then you're a bag holder, or you're a panic seller, and then you all the gains you had, you lost, and now you're in the negative. I don't want to see the mistakes that some of my friends made, some people that I care about made last cycle, where they did the same thing, where they bought Actually, some people bought at the lows and they round tripped it all the way through with Dogecoin. They bought at various prices or with Bitcoin. And with certain things, it's okay to kind of long round trip it as long as you're stacking and you see the long term. I suppose it's okay. Dogecoin and Bitcoin, I guess, are actually good examples of that. But for the bear market, the drops that we go through, 70% drops, 80% drops, 90% drops for various coins, take some profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits, right? You don't have to fully exit the markets, but I don't want to see people make the same mistakes that I had some of my friends make, which is selling too late last cycle, buying early, getting in, doing everything right, but then selling late because the euphoria was just too sweet. Or then also doing what I did, selling early and then buying back in and FOMOing at the top, just doing things wrong, okay? The best thing that you can do right now is just buy and hold. And how long do you hold for? When do you sell? I don't know. Nobody knows. What I can tell you is there are a lot of things lining up for 2026 to be the time at which the market tops off. And when I say 2026, I'm talking about Q2 specifically. March, April, May, that time frame. Even June, even June. You know, sell in May, go away is not normally a thing for Bitcoin. It's actually sell in June. Look it up. Look up all the months of May. Look up all the months of June. Tell me if the highs weren't in June most of the time. Q1 is actually normally very bullish for crypto. Okay. Q4 and Q1, this is that most bullish time, but I really do think that we're going to go into Q2. And not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Who am I to tell anybody when to sell? I'm just telling you guys, I'm not selling a drop of my crypto until at the very earliest, March, the end of Q1 of 2026. As far as the price goes, I couldn't care less because I very much believe that it's all irrelevant. All the predictions I've made as far as how high they can go, what if they don't go that high? What if they go higher? I don't care where the price goes. I care about the timing right now and where the time. Of course, I care about the price. I want to sell at a good price, but I care about the timing because if we're at certain levels by the end of this year, but we're still projected to go on for months after this, I don't want to sell too early, right? In the face of those projections, and I don't want anybody else to either. But we're going to be looking at the charts. We're going to be looking at the data. We'll look at all the long-term indicators, the cycle top indicators. Keep you guys in the loop. I just want you to understand that we're nowhere near the end of the cycle right now. And I know that I'm droning on here, but I'm going to end the video with one kind of bullish note here, okay? And this is something that we talk about often on this channel, is the monthly RSI. The monthly RSI, we're trying to keep this under wraps. I've seen some big accounts talk about this. I don't know if they saw my channel and they didn't give me credit, or to be completely fair, they probably just saw it themselves, because this is obvious, right? It's the monthly RSI. It's super obvious. Anybody with the brain and eyeballs can see this. But not everybody sees the same things that I'm about to show you. If you've watched, and this is why I really think it's important to watch these videos all the way through, because the way that I do things, I typically save the best for the end. I know that's not good for like growth. I'm trying to get better about that and like throw a lot of good things in at the beginning, but I like to build up. It's just how I am, like as a person. I like to build up the story, the narrative, and then hit you with the good stuff at the end so that you better understand it. You're better primed for it, I guess. I don't know. But the good stuff, it's like the best for last. That's just how I am. I like saving the best for last. Anyways. Looking at this here, beyond just the fact that a lot of people have said this, we've gone above a 90 every single cycle. I was watching Crypto talk about this. I'm like, damn it, he's one of the biggest accounts. He's talking about this. This is bad. But and I like Crypto. I like Chris from Crypto. But I know some people don't. But whatever. Like, just don't hate him just because you ain't him. I don't know. He seems like a good guy to me. But anyways, who cares? We're not going to get into the politics of it. He's saying this, and some other big accounts are noticing that we've gone up here. We're probably going to hit this trend line. What they failed to notice is that every single cycle there's been two peaks. One peak, two peaks. One peak, two peaks. One peak, two peaks. One peak, two peak. And every single cycle between these peaks has been a 4-month period, a 7-month period, and then that keeps happening. Then it goes 4 months here, 4 months between those two peaks, 7 months between those two peaks. And every single cycle, it's the second peak where the all-time high comes into play. It's not the first peak, but the second peak. That's the all-time high. The second peak, that's the all-time high. The second peak there, that's the all-time high. First peak, second peak right here, that was the all-time high. So what I'm getting at here is not only do we have this trend line to interact with, which we haven't done yet, which we might do by the end of this year, if not January. But we have a 4 to 7 month period afterwards where we'll come back up and hit this. If we hit this in January, 4 months after that is May. We top off in May. If we hit this in December, 4 months after that is April. April and May is looking very, very positive for Bitcoin, you guys. Very, very positive for Bitcoin to be the all-time high month. Okay? And beyond the RSI, there's a bunch of other indicators that we've got that we're going to be looking at, specifically the pi cycle top indicator and some others. But trust when I tell you, we're not playing around this cycle. We're going to time it properly. We're going to nail the top. And if we don't nail it perfectly, oh man, we're going to look back and we're going to be like, you know what? It's good enough. It's going to be good enough. We might not nail it by price. I hope we do. I think Bitcoin goes to 500K, a little bit above there, maybe just a little bit below there, but right around there. What's $10,000 between friends? 510, 490, 480, 520. What's 20K between friends? We're going to go to $500,000, and then I think that'll happen by the end of Q2. I really do think that'll happen. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. You know, if we rip to 500,000 by the end of this year, that'll probably be the cycle top. That's a blow off top in itself. But I'm rambling at this point. I need to end this video. So hit the like button, subscribe. Don't make any of the mistakes that I talked about. Don't sell too early, and don't bag hold. So easy to say, not as easy to do. But you are your own worst enemy. The best way to kind of avoid these emotional triggers that can make you have these kind of responses that enable you to make these bad decisions is to just sit on your hands and wait. Just wait. And then when it comes time, execute the plan. Don't keep waiting based on euphoria. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one, you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.